All right, coming at you live from the Pendleton Round-Up. Welcome to Rodeo Road Trip, the show where we bring you all the action and excitement right here live from the rodeo. What an incredible crowd of fans we have out braving this weather. And I don't think I can start this any other way besides saying, let her buck. Welcome to Rodeo Road Trip. I am your host, Sierra Spratt, and alongside me, some pretty amazing star power to be my co-host for today. We have Kaycee Field, Luke Branquinho, and Stetson Wright. Welcome, you guys.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And what a beautiful day here in Pendleton. You know, it's a little rainy, Sierra, but these fans, they're ready to roll. I know, and that's why I'm wearing my shades, the sun will come out for perf time.
Yeah, that's true.
It absolutely will.
I have faith in him. I have mine right here.
Leaving your sunglasses off for now. Yeah, I'm going to keep mine on. I'm with Luke here. But, I mean, I'm just so happy to have such an amazing group of people up here with me. And the amount of gold buckles alone up here, how many we got right now?
6, 5, and 8 for the youngster down there.
I gotta take my boots off, do the math. But
That's 19 total. Yeah, that's right. That is correct. Wow, that is so incredible. It's pretty good math. So, Stetson, you had some pretty great luck here last year. I mean, luck, I don't know, you've done it a few times, but Pendleton did treat you well. I mean, last year you won the bull riding, the saddle bronc riding, and then consequently the all-around. I mean, how awesome was that?
Yeah, I mean, every year here has been pretty good to me. I've always loved coming to Pendleton. The buck and shoots are always hot, and it's even hotter in the arena when you're riding. But, I mean, yeah, I'll say we've all done pretty good over the years, and I love coming here.
I got to ask you, the victory lap, you've got to do 2 in the events and then probably 1 in the all-around. That's got to be one of the funnest things to do at this event, obviously because you won the championship saddle and buckle. But tell us a little bit about that, because there's one event when you win, it's a little bit sketchy going around that arena.
Yeah, the victory laps are awesome. I mean, you're going around a big old racetrack, but in the bronc riding, if you win it, it's a bronc saddle. So, I mean, you're sitting straight up in a saddle that's designed to sit back, and it's pretty rough ride, and you're pretty tired and wore out by the time you get done.
Well, I don't know if we feel too bad for you, you know, I mean, it sounds tough, but, you know, it was still a victory lap, so a victory lap's a victory lap. Kaycee, we'll go to you next. You won this rodeo back in 2022 in the bareback riding.
Yeah, this rodeo is awesome. The history of it, the heritage, the committee keeping it Old West, and to come here, I don't know, 14 or 15 years and not have a lot of luck, and to finally win it in 22. And the people that were here, Wade Sankey, I was getting on his horse, pickup sticks, I think. I can't remember for sure, but just a fun day. Great memories. One of my favorite rides my whole career, but maybe not the ride, but just the lead up and then after, and winning the Pendleton Round-Up and taking the victory lap. And my dad had a lot of luck here back in the day, and so that's the saddle I ride every day when I'm home, is my dad's Pendleton saddle that he won. And it's a little wore out nowadays, but it means a lot to me. And just like this rodeo, it means a lot to me. And being here today is just icing on cake. This is awesome.
I mean, and talking about an incredible career you have, I mean, I think in 2018 you did pretty good at the American Rodeo, if I recall. You split that $1 million. I got to ask, is any of that money left?
No, I'm good at spending it. That's for sure. My wife's better than me at spending it, for sure. But 2018, the American, that rodeo is amazing, and giving guys big opportunity to get ahead in life. It's amazing. Drew Virgil that day, it just felt like it was meant to be, and went out there and had a lot of luck and just had fun, made it happen.
And Luke, last but certainly not least.
No victory lap, just saying.
No victory lap, but you've competed here.
I have, and I've had some success. I've hit the ground a lot. I've hit the ground hard. Made the short round a couple times. But in my event, obviously, you're supposed to hit the ground, just not really hard. You're supposed to be more graceful. Now, Sierra, I have to ask you, you were entered for your first time, and you hit the ground. Not proper technique in the breakaway roping, correct?
Yeah, I wasn't supposed to hit the ground, but yes, Luke, thank you. I did hit the ground.
Well, we get to see it right here. I mean, and that grass, so obviously these folks here have been to Pendleton. They know how slick it can be, but horse just kind of, that's calf stepped back off the right, horse went to follow up, and the ice nails just didn't quite hold for you.
No, they did not. Yeah, met the grass, and the grass hurt. That's for sure. You guys can't see. We have a lovely desk, but I'm sporting a great brace right now for my knee and my ankle. But see, look, what triumphantly I leave the hospital same day. pretty good.
Yeah, you're walking out there on crutches like a pro.
Like I said
see it.
earlier, if your feet were in the neck, it wouldn't hurt your leg.
Yeah, next time I'll remember that. But I do. Someone made me a get well sign. I did see that. That was very sweet. So thank you, whoever did that. Very exciting, very exciting. Well, all right, let's get back to it. So who are we kind of thinking for today's rodeo in the perf? I want to get some picks from you top guys here. Kaycee, we'll start with you. Who do we think in the bareback riding today?
Tilden Hooper all the way. Traveling partner of mine for years, but he's got a good horse that's usually in the bronc riding from Wayne Vold. He's been riding really good, real strong, and so here in Pendleton, if he can get a hold of the horse, kind of make him buck before he gets to the grass, get the judges' attention, I'm planning on Hooper big score and being here on the short round.
Now, do you have to say that because he's your best friend, or?
I don't have to. He can't beat me up yet. I'm old and retired, but not that old and weak. So, good luck, Tilden.
Well, he's currently 22nd in the world. I mean, what do you think of there? You think he's got? He's got an outside chance for the NFR. Do you think he can do it?
I do. He has to have some luck today, and in St. George, Albuquerque, the rest of this weekend. He's got to do some travel and buckle down and get tough. The riding part of it this time of year isn't the toughest part. It is getting to the next rodeo and having the energy and the positive attitude. You're kind of burnt out and been to a lot of rodeos, not drawing the best, but Tilden, he's a veteran. He's been up and down the road a lot. He's been in this position before. I plan on him being in Vegas and coming in middle of the pack. He's not going to come in 15th. He's going to come in 10th or 11th.
Well, and Sierra, to that point, how important the Pendleton Roundup is to guys like Tilden that are out of the top 15. This rodeo pays so well. You could take a guy that where Tilden's at 22nd in the world standing. He could jump right up the middle if he has the success he needs here.
Yeah, he's only 20,000 out of it. 15,000 here. That's a big help. Go to St. George, win 5,000, be in the hunt. And then we still have a couple weeks left of rodeo. So Pendleton, you know, if you come to Pendleton, you do good. It seems like the last 2 weeks of the season are just kind of a breeze. But if you don't do good in Pendleton and the grass hurts, the rest of the season kind of hurts.
Sometimes the grass hurts at Pendleton, okay? All right. But, I mean, you are absolutely correct. This is kind of crunch time, I mean, coming into the NFR, but also kind of chasing that world buckle, too. You know, you got, guys maybe first through fourth might kind of be a little bit closer. Who's your pick coming in right now you think's going to get that world title?
Wow, I'm picking Jess Pope. He's down there. He's 15th right now, but he rides so good in Vegas. He draws anything, and he wins on them. It doesn't, like other guys, they have to have the right horse to win the round that night. Jess Pope, it doesn't matter. He can show up on any night and ride them perfect and get a hold of them, ride proper, dress them up, show a little style, and I plan on Jess being the world champion. There's a couple other guys in there, too. Weston Timmerman, a young kid, he's been getting my attention lately. He's a really kind of a electrifying bareback rider. He's got fast feet, sets them hard, control of his upper body, so young kid, first time going to the NFR. I'm looking for big things out of Weston also.
Well, Stetson, let's go to your picks next. I mean, who are you thinking for today in Pendleton in the bull riding? Who do you think is going to be it?
The bull riding, I'm going to go with Ernie Corson. Everybody likes to see a backflip. He's got a really good bull. Silver Spurs, I think is what it is. His name's Kiss Me. He bucked me off here last year in Pendleton's Extreme Bulls, and it should fit him really good right there. Well, step out one, go around the right, and yeah, everybody should be able to see a backflip and a round win.
Well, Ernie's one of those guys that has not made the national finals yet. This could help catapult him into that position.
Yeah, and Ernie's one of those guys, when he does good, he'll ride a couple of weeks of doing super good. And yeah, I've been pulling for him for years. Like, I want to see Ernie make the finals, and everybody loves Ernie.
And who do you think's taking the title in the bull riding when it's all said and done this year?
I'm going to stick with Utah. Me and Kaycee already talked about this. Utah's the best, so I'm going to go with Josh Frost.
Bees are buzzing.
Yeah.
Well, and Josh Frost, for people that don't know, has taken the rest of the year off because of an injury. So he's hoping to come back, rehab, and get ready for the national finals in December. So you know as well as anybody, you guys in the rough stock, you get those few months off to freshen up before the national finals. And when you ride as well as Josh Frost, it's just going to really help your confidence going into the finals.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, when you're so confident in your ability that you can take the last month of the season off, that shows how confident Josh is. He's going to take the last month off because he knows when he gets to the finals, there's nobody that's going to be better than him. And I got a lot of faith in him. He's been the 3-time reserve world champion, and I think this is his year to finally get that gold buckle. And, I mean, I'm pretty excited for him.
Josh is tough. That ain't no joke about it either. He's tore up right now, but a month off and then get mentally right, physically right. he's going to do it.
Well, and we've talked about that, amongst us. You have that muscle memory. We've worked at this from our young teenage years. You've been on so many animals. It's muscle memory, and if you could visualize those rides, that's almost better than getting on them because you're not beating your body up.
For sure. You lay down and dream it, make 100 rides and 30-minute nap, wake up, go to the rodeo, and kick their butts, and you know how to do it. You just got to have faith in yourself.
I just got to say, you guys are doing pretty well, you two, for being on this side of the camera. You're usually on the other side and then just maybe meet for a quick interview, but you're doing pretty good. Are you having fun?
Thank you. Yeah, I'm having a blast. Got the right guys up here, and ladies.
It's way easier when you get off and your adrenaline's pumping and they talk to you about something you did good. But having to strike the conversation ain't the easiest for me.
All right, well, thank you guys so much for your Rough Stock picks. We're going to go into the timed event picks. Luke, you'll have your moment to shine, but we got to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. Road Trip. I am your host, Sierra Spratt. Alongside me, we have Kaycee Field, Luke Branquinho, and Stetson Wright. Welcome back, you guys. Made it through the first segment. Doing great. Feeling strong.
Feeling good.
These guys are on a roll. Good job, Stetson.
Right.
No, you're right. You are right. You're on a roll, too.
Well, I promised now we'd go into some timed event picks, and I'm sure we'll get to your event, Luke, but first we got to do my event really quick, and we got to talk about the breakaway roping, because it's been kind of an exciting year chasing that #1 spot between Jackie Crawford and Josie Connor. I mean, Jackie, after Houston, she had that 50K win. I mean, that definitely, helped her in the standings, and she held that #1 spot for a while, but Josie Connor's just coming in, and she has been on a heater, and slowly, and now she's #1.
Yeah, and the thing about Jackie is she is not letting that bother her. In fact, I had her on the Luke Branquinho show. If you guys haven't watched it or listened to it, check it out. It's pretty cool. But Jackie is so confident in her horsepower and her ability, no matter what situation she's in. Now, she's really a hard critic on herself, but she knows, okay, I know these girls are gunning for me. Like everything, anybody on the top, they're always trying to hunt you, right? So Jackie knows that she has that target on her back. It hasn't phased her. She's just going to keep rolling, and she's the champ. She knows how to get it done.
Well, I was actually able to catch up with some local talent here. She was able to win second last year at the Pendleton Round-Up, Bailey Patterson. I kind of asked her take on it. We're going to check it out right now.
Jackie and Josie both are really good. Jackie's a gamer for sure. She won Houston. She's always going to rope good and be a competitor, but Josie's been on a heater, so it's going to be good to watch.
You had to bet. You had to play. I asked her if you had to pick. I mean, I had to kind of do, gun to your head here because she didn't really want to pick. She was trying to be nice about it. But I said, all right, if you had to pick one, and she said, it's hard to bet against Jackie.
Yeah, I mean, that's crazy to bet against Jackie. But Josie Connor with her dad in the corner with her, she's going to be really tough, and Jackie's going to have a hard time holding her back.
I know. I mean, Jackie is more than capable of it for sure, but I have just enjoyed watching Josie all year, and I got to pick Josie. I think she's going to do it.
Kaycee, who you picking?
I got to go with Jackie.
I'm going with Cascade. She's from Utah.
I like that Utah pride right there, Kaycee. Right there.
I love it. What was I thinking?
All right. I mean, let's ask the fans here, because we have some dedicated fans out here in the rain. Fans, are we feeling Jackie Crawford? Do we have any Jackie Crawford fans here in the house? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. But what? Okay, we got, Josie Connor, though. Anyone for Josie Connor? Yeah. That feels even.
It's a little even.
I don't know.
Hey, it's
We'll
going to
see.
be a fun race no matter what, Sierra.
Yeah, I think it is too. I was able to talk to Josie a little bit about it, and she said, I've just been taking every single run, just one calf at a time, and not really trying to pay attention to those standings and see how it ends up in December.
Well, in all reality, in her situation, that's all you can do. You can't sit here and think about, okay, I'm 5,000 behind or I'm 5,000 ahead. You have to go run one calf at a time, get the best start you can, make the best run you can, no matter what you have drawn. I just talked to Tanner Bruner out there during the slack. He said, man, I'm grinding, trying to get there. I said, hey, what did you do this winter when you were winning? He's like, I just bulldog. It's no different now than it was last winter. You just go do your job, and they'll pay you. If you start overthinking it, that's when you get in a bind.
And I got to ask all these world champions right here. I mean, those years maybe when it was kind of tight or you had an outside chance, you didn't really have it locked in. Were you looking at those standings? Were you checking it every day, or were you trying to just ignore?
It's hard to ignore it. There is times you find yourself looking at them, but at the same time, in the rough stock, it's the same thing every time for us. We show up, we have a job to do, and if we drew good, we have an opportunity. If the draw isn't good, you just got to go and give it your all, and sometimes it works out good with bad draw, and sometimes it doesn't. But, hopefully your experience and your knowledge just pays off.
Now, you're going to laugh at this, but when I started rodeoing, you had to do dial-up just to try to look at the standings, and I got tired of hearing that AOL try to load before I got to it, so I didn't even pay attention until the sports news came out. And honestly, the older I got and got these stupid little machines here, I did look at it more, and I honestly feel like that hindered me at the end of my career, paying too much attention to that.
You really dated yourself just now.
Yeah, I know. That's why you're going to laugh.
Big time, big time. All right, Luke. Well, we are going to give you your moment now to talk about your favorite event, the steer wrestling. Who are you picking here today to come out the champ?
Listen, Rowdy Parrott has came out of nowhere the last 2 months of rodeo, month and a half. He's in the top 15. He's doing well here. Rowdy Parrott's probably going to get the Pendleton buckle. He's going to get to do the victory lap and probably ride around on that saddle like you two got to do. So he's my pick for the Pendleton Championship. And I believe he's like 5'7" and 5'9" on 2. So he's going to come back with a pretty commanding lead.
So that wasn't your original pick, was it?
No, Justin Schaefer was. He's done well here in the past. He had 2 stronger steers. So Justin should make the short round. I just don't see him being able to make up enough ground in that short round to get ahead of Rowdy. Now, I'm pulling for Justin because he has not made the national finals. He's a veteran that should have been there multiple times. So I'm pulling for him to do well here, but I think Rowdy's going to put this one in the bag.
And what about that girl buckle at the end? Who we think's going to get it?
Man, that's Dalton Massey, in my opinion. Now, Dakota Eldridge has been on a heater and is getting close, but Dalton, after last year breaking that barrier in the 10th go-round, because he was trying to win, I hate people saying, well, he broke the barrier, that was stupid. He was trying to win a gold buckle then, as he's going to do this year, and I see him getting it done.
I mean, Dalton Massey, I think, was so impressive to watch last year because that was his first NFR qualification. I mean, he came in number 1. I mean, maybe it didn't, work out the way, at the end, but he did pretty well.
He did, and when you're trying to battle off Tyler Wagon's pack, that's tough, and Dalton did a great job. Last go-around, he had one to win the round on. He didn't have to win the round, but what I love about Dalton is he goes for first every time. Just like in your event, if you don't try to go for first, you're not going to have a good chance.
Dalton Massey is an incredible athlete on top of that. He's a tough competitor, great bulldogger, but his athleticism is unbelievable. Star athlete.
Now, we got to talk about the all-around, too, because now that Stetson Wright, Mr. All-Around, is out of it, there's a lot of people really going for that all-around this year in the PRCA. What do you think about that, Stetson?
Record number entries here at the Pendleton Round-Up because you're not here.
Yeah, it's good to see. I mean, hopefully they all stick around next year. I like when things are harder, but, I mean, I'm a big fan of Junior. That's who I'm really pulling for. But in the rough stock side of things, I'm also pulling for Kaycee Field. He's a young kid. He'd be the youngest all-around world champion to ever do it. I was the first rookie to do it, but he would beat my record of being the youngest. So I'm pretty excited for Kaycee.
Well, and you can't look past Shad Mayfield. I mean, that guy's a terror, and seeing him not only in the tie-down roping, but in the team roping, and I believe the tripping this year, he's been impressive. And when he gets to Vegas, if he's sharp, he's going to be tough. In the tie-down roping, he's going to be tough to beat in that all-around, too.
I know. It's going to be fun to watch. I think it might come all the way down to the end there in December between Junior and Shad, and I'm excited to watch it.
And Kaycee.
Right. Sorry. We're not forgetting about
Kaycee's
you.
number 2. You can't skip to number 3. And yeah,
This is true.
Kaycee's showed everybody that he's not a rookie. So I'm pretty excited about Kaycee.
Right. I'm sorry. I was thinking the timed event side more. I'm sorry.
Can't forget about the rough stock guys.
We're not. We have lots of rough stock guys up here
Forget
right
about
now.
the rough stock guys. Since Trevor Brazil's all been Stetson Wright. He's retired this year.
Oh my gosh.
Are
Well,
you coming out of retirement?
I've thought about coming out of retirement. We'll see.
First off, we need to know how that hamstring's feeling. I'm sure everyone in this crowd wants to know how it's feeling.
It's feeling pretty good. I mean, I'm on my second surgery now, so I've had to go through it twice. But I mean, I'm getting strong, and no, I'm not retired. That's a joke. But
Should we see?
I'll be back next year.
Can we get a backflip off the stage?
I'm not that healthy yet. Kaycee probably feels better than I do.
Yeah, if you were healthy, could you backflip off the stage?
There's the question.
Yes, I'm very athletic, actually. This is
Athlete.
different.
I feel like just because now he can, he's like, oh, I could. I mean, I would, but I shouldn't.
I would steal Ernie's move, but Ernie does it, so I mean that's his celebratory deal, and I'll leave that to him. I'm going to stick to Superman.
Yeah, we'll come up with something better.
There is one thing for next year, Sierra, that I think is the $1 million question.
Right.
Stetson Wright
Couple
has a
chances.
Couple chances if he decides to come out of retirement at the American. A chance at that $1 million.
Well, yeah, since I lost all my qualifications, I'm going to be going to all the qualifiers to get into that. $1 million, I mean, I've missed out on about $1 million this year, so I got some making up to do. Maybe I can get it all under my belt next year, so I'll go for the $1 million.
You won't have to worry about me or Case cracking out of retirement, I don't think, to give you a run for that $1 million.
We'll see.
Oh, come
Definitely
on.
not.
The day's still young.
Not even a one-day rodeo. Just come out of retirement for one day for $1 million.
If I was only
If
had to
$1
run
million
two steers, if I only had to run 2 steers, yes, I would consider it. If you only had to get on 2 barebacks,
I would need some money up front.
well, of course, yeah. Sponsor.
We're talking like half
Now,
up
have you
front?
noticed both of these two have lost their confidence since they retired? This is terrible.
I would feel bad for all the other guys to take a year off and show up and kick their butts.
Well, the truth is,
Fun.
you
I love those
would.
guys.
You left at the top, and you'd still be at the top if you came back.
Thank you. Bees are buzzing.
So can we confidently
Utah.
say we'll see you at maybe a couple of the contender regional tournaments, maybe?
For sure, I'll be there.
Oh, yeah. I like to hear it. I like to hear it. All right. Well, we will be right back. Take a short commercial break. When we come back, we'll talk more Rodeo Road Trip. Stick around.
Should have brought a jacket. I'm over here shivering.
Welcome back to Rodeo Road Trip. I am your host, Sierra Spratt, alongside with Luke Branquinho, Stetson Wright, and Kaycee Field, who we've been talking a lot about rodeo picks, but we got to throw it down really quick to Casey Jones because he has someone who has drawn a big crowd, I think. A lot of fans for Mo Brings Plenty from Yellowstone. He actually has a pick for today. Mo, throw it down to you.
Yeah, thanks, Sierra. We're really excited that Mo Brings Plenty is one of our best team members of Teton Ridge. Class act guy, always has time for every rodeo fan. We're very proud that he's come to support us here at Pendleton. But we have a little pressure on us, so we kind of did a side bet that whoever has the best picks. You remember the side bet?
No, I don't recall the side bet, Kaycee.
We're going to do a haircut.
Oh my gosh. Well, okay, mine are clip-ons.
Oh, okay.
We're fine. My braids came with a hat.
So today only, we're doing a rodeopicks.com. You just go there and sign up. You pick a contestant in each event. And if all your contestants win today, you win $10,000. And then whoever picks the most correct event winners will win a custom belt buckle. Who'd you get? Let's go over some of your picks. What about your bareback rider?
Man, my bareback rider, I went with Richmond Champion.
That's a pretty good pick.
Yes, sir.
American winner, the first one at the American won $1 million. That's a good pick. What about your team ropers?
My team ropers, I went with Smith and Davis.
I have Spencer Mitchell. I got him on my team because had a little fun there in the Leonard Buck room the other day, and so I think he's going to bounce back. It's just letting her buck.
Yes, sir. And actually, the weather kind of is dependent upon that. I wish I would have watched it before I did all my picks. In the saddle bronc, I went with Rodeo Right.
I think that's Stetson's pick, too.
Yeah. And then
Stetson had 3 rights to pick from, so
he did.
Yeah.
I think he just threw all the names in the hat and drew one out. And so my bull riding, I went with, who did I go with? Tristan.
No, that's a good pick.
Hutchings, yeah.
Good pick.
He's a tough kid.
Everybody can go to rodeopicks.com, sign up, get your picks in before the events start, and if it's your lucky day, you win $10,000. Thanks, Bo.
Love you, Bo.
It's back to you, Sierra.
Oh man, I love that guy.
Hey, I got one question. We have an awesome guest up here, but can we get her a microphone, please?
Well, yeah, I guess she
There we go.
We are here with someone who, I'm just going to say it, is a legend in barrel racing. We are here with Lisa Lockhart. Lisa, thank you so much for joining us on this rainy day.
Well, thank you for having me.
You've done pretty well here in Pendleton so far. You and Cutter, I mean, that was a really incredible run. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, you know, this is our 4th year here, and it was always one of those things, like people always say it's on your bucket list, and I always felt like I just didn't really have the horse for the situation. And so that year that I did come, I was on the bubble for making the NFR, so it kind of forced me to come to Pendleton, and here I am again. This is the 4th year.
Well, we were talking earlier, you have to have a special horse when you come here. Something, you even said, something you could manage, because you're going 9-0 to the first, and you got to run across the grass, turn the second, run across the grass, turn the third. So management, a horse you can manage is key.
I think so. You know, you have to have a horse that obviously has some speed behind him, you know, because it is a horse race for sure. But the other thing is I feel like being able to manage your horse from getting them all the way across the grass onto the dirt before they really set to turn, because it is so dangerous when you're going fast. The other thing is I had more comfort knowing that, you know, my horses are ranch horses as well. So they're used to being out on the grass and running on the grass and things like that. So I had a little less anxiety, but don't kid yourself. There's a lot of anxiety involved in anything in regards to, you know, competing here at Pendleton. But, you know, it is a rush. But I do feel like the horse really makes a difference.
I mean, do you have to do anything kind of getting Cutter ready for this? Was there any kind of special conditioning that you thought maybe he should get ready for, or did you feel like he was ready in the good shape he is now?
I feel like my horses are pretty conditioned at all times. You know, I'm one that puts a lot of miles on them and regular conditioning, so I felt comfortable in that aspect. It was just more, you know, having a feel for knowing how to run across and keep holding them together when they start looking for a barrel about halfway across, you know. So I think that's probably the key here more than anything, is being able to manage them and keep them going where they need to go.
So let's talk bubble, because you had mentioned a little bit ago that, you know, a few years ago you had to enter Pendleton because you were on the bubble. I mean, and you did well, and then you had probably one of the best NFRs that you've had in your career, because it was really incredible to watch. But talking about the bubble now, I mean, sure you pay attention to it a little bit, but we're thinking about Jordan Briggs. I mean, she's still about 6,000 or so out of the top 15, and she's in 16th place right now. She didn't enter Pendleton. What are your thoughts on that?
Absolutely. And we're all crunching numbers, you know, just out of curiosity, like what's it going to take and things like that. Yeah, and those that maybe headed south to go to the Texas rodeos, some chose to stay up here. Some are trying to work both. It's really hard when there's a short round at Pendleton to try to work both if you only have one horse. So it does make it difficult in that situation, but everybody's trying to get to what they can get to. And, you know, it's not quite the end yet. Obviously, there's a couple big weekends left with, you know, the Governor's Cup and Mandan, so that kind of eases the pressure here, because this has normally kind of been one of the last big weekends. So, you know, but anyway, it's also interesting, and it's not a fun place to be, so I wish them all well, and what will be, will be.
Well, and you brought up a good point. If you only have one horse, that's tough, especially in the barrel race. Now in the timed event, other timed events, tie down rope and team rope and bulldog, and you can go fly in, get on somebody else's horse. For the most part, maybe calf ropers a little bit wishy-washy on that. But in the bulldog, and guys are going as many places as they can because guys will let them get on their horse. But obviously in barrel race, one horse, even if you have two horses, it's still tough to try to get to all those rodeos.
Absolutely. So there's a lot of strategy in what people are doing right now, and they're trying to make it the best for their situation, given the circumstances.
Well, you are not on the bubble this year, thank goodness. You are going to Vegas, and you got a pretty good chance at it at that.
You know, we're just glad to be going for sure. And yeah, like I said, I'm so glad to not have been on the bubble this year. And it was still tight coming into Labor Day weekend. I'd been home and going to some circuit rodeos and riding some younger horses. So, you know, I was entering everything I could enter over Labor Day weekend and beyond, just because you don't know what's going to transpire and, you know, who's going to come from behind. Because just when you don't expect somebody, you look in that rearview mirror and they are right behind you.
I got one question because I've been to Pendleton many times, but how busy are the horseshoers, farriers, for the barrel racers when it comes to Pendleton?
You know, I think they're busy back there. Personally, I don't change anything. And
No ice nails.
No ice nails, no.
That's impressive.
And I think some people do and some don't. And I think it's just kind of a matter of opinion, or maybe you have to know your horse or things like that. But luckily, we turn on the dirt again as well. So, like I said, my horse is pretty used to running on a straightaway across the grass, you know, being a ranch horse. So I guess that part didn't really bother me.
Now, we've been kind of talking about picks this whole show, Lisa, and I mean, outside yourself, of course. Who do you kind of got your eye on? I mean, who would you pick for, yeah?
Oh my gosh. You know, I think Pendleton is probably one of the hardest places to pick because, man, there are some circumstances that you don't foresee things coming, or somebody you think might do really well and their horse might duck, you know, going across the pen. Like, it's just it's an animal of its own. You know, I know like Cheyenne Allen has done really well here, and, you know, Leslie Smallego leading the world right now. She's yet to go. So it's really hard. And I'm not very good at picking anyway.
Okay, my last question. What, you guys crunched the numbers, you said that earlier. What do you think the number is that's going to take to make the national finals?
Oh gosh, it's just, I'm still crunching numbers as far as more of the points, like who's going to get enough points to get to go to the Governor's Cup at the end of the month, you know, because that's not over yet with Pendleton being a tour rodeo and Abilene and Albuquerque, so that's got to come into play before you can even crunch the dollars. So we're talking points and dollars. It's very confusing.
It really is.
It really is.
But it's also great because it's fun to watch. You know, you get so invested in it. And I personally love picking, especially for the day. I mean, all of the rodeo picks, all the games that we have. Luke, do you remember when we made that bet back in Calgary when we had teams?
Yeah, I won.
No. Turns out you didn't, because we crunched numbers and points and whatever else we needed to crunch. Anyway, so Luke lost, and we had a bet going at Calgary that the winner got to pick the loser's outfit for the next show. So I do have a present for you,
Luke.
And you can just open it like it's Christmas Day.
Christmas Day.
Guys, it's really good, I promise.
This is going to be interesting because, you know, Luke doesn't, well, you know.
Show the crowd.
Oh, I got to get my mind. Oh, I got a gold chain, too, you don't say. So do I got to put this on right now?
You got to put it on right now.
Is this self-gratification right here or what?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I hope
this is the best.
Here, let me hold your mic, Luke. Let me capture any comments you may have.
This entire outfit was found at a thrift store right here in Pendleton. It was beautiful. Yep, right? We had to. We just had to. It's going to fit perfectly, I think.
You can do it.
Isn't extra large, I think. XXXX large. I can't remember.
It's tight.
Supposed to be.
What a good sport. Can we give him a hand, though, that he is following through on this bet? The gold chains. Yep.
I got to take my glasses off.
And finally, to top it all off, throwing some shade. Don't throw shade.
I'm glad I have my glasses. Actually, that don't look too bad.
I mean, you're ready for your music video right now, honestly.
I don't sing.
I think she did pretty good.
I thought that was actually pretty kind of you, Sierra, even though I won. This actually doesn't look bad on me. It's amazing the style I could pull off, right? Does this make me look skinny?
Give him one more hand for being such a good sport. And
do you think I could tear it off?
You could try.
Like Hulk Hogan style?
I think you should definitely try. Maybe not here at live. Okay, live. Yep. No, absolutely. Give it a go. Oh, gosh.
No.
That's pretty tight. That was made in America.
Oh my gosh. Well, Lisa, thank you so much for joining us up here. We're going to bring back Kaycee and Stetson up here in a minute. They've got some picks too, but thank you so much for all your insight and everything about, you know, who you are. I'm really, really glad that you were able to join us, so thank you.
Well, thank you. You guys are great.
Oh, right, cowboy hat on top. We'll be right back with more Rodeo Road Trip. We'll bring The Pendleton Round-Up is such a historical rodeo, being around for 100 years, and there's so many things that are unique and incredible about this. I mean, roping on grass, the amazing bucking chutes. I mean, just the fact that there are so many unique things to the sport of rodeo makes it so special to come here and to witness and to watch. I was actually able to catch up with Tia DeGraft, who is the first ever female president of the Pendleton Round-Up, just to talk Pendleton.
Oh man, it has been such an honor to be the first female president of the Pendleton Round-Up, and really just have a leadership role at this great rodeo. Carrie Ann down in Reno and I have kind of shared some war stories and best practices, and it's been nice to go through this process with her being the president down in Reno as well. But you know, I really have a great team behind me, and so it hasn't been, I haven't had too many war stories. It's really been an incredible experience. It's phenomenal how much the rodeo community and the community here in Pendleton have really wrapped their arms around me and embraced this moment. I'm looking forward to 115 when we get to do that big lap around the track in there.
Stories about the epic event appeared.
Yeah, it was pretty amazing to be able to catch up with her. But I am now back alongside my lovely co-host. Luke has a new outfit. We are joined again by Kaycee Field, Luke Branquinho, and Stetson Wright. And Luke is looking better than he ever has, in my opinion.
Makes my arms look big. Appreciate that.
Finally. For a bulldogger, you look the part.
Thank you. I got tiger. I got a tiger on me, Stetson. I don't know if you noticed that.
Yeah, you look good.
Thank you.
Really good.
What's the ball cap? What's it say?
It says Shade.
Shade. What's up, Shade? Is that your name, Shade?
She picked it out even though I won.
I'm not really sure what it means to have shade on. I guess just to not throw shade.
Don't throw shade or throw shade?
I'm not really sure.
Don't
I'm not
throw
really
shade.
sure. It just felt right
Shady
to match your
dresser.
necklace.
Shady. Anyways, can we get back to this, please?
What happened? Why are you wearing this?
To get back on track.
You were going to see why I got, because you're going to have something out like this later. Anyway, go ahead.
We'll see. But speaking of picks, let's go back to that. Stetson, we haven't been able to get your pick yet in the saddle bronc riding. Who are you thinking today in Pendleton is going to come out on top?
I'm going to be pretty biased. I'm going to stick with Ryder. He's been pretty hot the last couple weeks. From Rapid City's Extreme Bronx finale, he's won like 60 or 70,000, moved from 10th in the world clear to 4th, and I mean he's pretty close to the top, and he's got a really good horse at 4 stars today. Should rear out, and I mean this cool weather, this makes horses buck. So watch for every single horse out today be 2 points better than it normally is, and as good as he's been riding, it's going to be hard to beat him.
I'm sorry, Luke Branquinho, you have a question?
Oh, yes. Thank you for calling
Hand
on me.
is raised. Go ahead.
There's a sign that says blue shirt bonus. Does he have his, surely have his blue shirt on today, right?
Yeah, we wear our blue shirts. That's express blue, and I mean, between our dad being Cody Wright and then the blue shirt bonus, it's pretty hard to beat us. I'm not going to lie.
How do they not set arena records everywhere they go?
I'm not really sure.
I think they do.
We're talking about signs. Luke, I saw a sign earlier that said something about give me the Luke Branquinho booty shake. Is somewhere out there? Someone's holding it?
Yeah, and when I get my hip replacement, maybe I will.
The crowd's really responding, though.
Get that chain a jingling.
You got to give the people what they want.
Just one time. Come on, everybody. Come on. Cheer him on. One time. It's happening.
He ain't got a booty no more, though.
Here we go.
I got to grab something now because I'm old. Does that feel weird to you?
Yeah, I've never been this close to it. Always at the other end of the arena.
Yeah,
Anyways.
It wasn't as good close up, that's for sure.
Definitely not.
He lost all of his weight. He can't shake it no more.
Thank you. Yes, Stetson. That's finally a compliment-ish.
Not near as much cushion, huh?
No, that's why it would hurt a lot more to hit out there. And I'm colder. I don't have the insulation anymore. Anyway, can we please get off of...
You are the only bulldogger that I talk crap to, though. You've gotten pretty small.
Yeah, but I didn't even say it. Sierra, can we... let's get back to this.
Back on track. So we were all able to catch up with Casey Jones to pick our team for today of who we're going to win. Should we start another bet, or what are we thinking? I think we all should.
RodeoPicks.com, baby.
Yeah, I think we should. Stetson, let's start with you and your team. I mean, why'd you pick who you picked, and who you feeling most confident over?
I honestly forgot who I picked.
It says right there on the screen. You could look that way, too.
Oh, Hazen Justin?
Your name's Stetson, and the guys under you are who you picked.
Yeah, Hazen Justin.
Oh, okay.
So what about him? I mean, what were you thinking that was making him confident for today?
Casey told me to pick him, so Kaycee Jones. I really don't pay attention. They took all the teams that I knew, so
Kaycee Field.
I picked the same guy. So Hayes and Justin. Justin Davis is a friend of mine. He performs well in this arena. He rides really good horsemen, and I think those guys can come out and be hands any arena, anywhere, and I just think they're calm, cool, collected, and can go make a good run.
My turn?
Luke,
I'm going to
go
go
ahead.
down through here. Wacey Shaw has been dominating in the bareback ride. Kincaid Henry is a winner. Casey Nonella, she was actually in the crowd while we started. She's a cowgirl. She's going to get done the breakaway open. Statler Wright, because he's the only Wright that really answers my phone call when I call. Clayton Haas needs to win. He's in a position to make the national finals. Colton Lannon, they're just winners. Jake Frost, that guy's gritty. He'll hang on the side of one if he needs to. Kyle Lockett, just cowboy all the way through. And Lindsay Sears on her horse has been impressive.
Boom.
There. Why couldn't you do that?
I didn't. I thought you were asking just about the team roping. It's not my fault. I could have named off some
You
other
couldn't have
stuff.
went through as
No,
fast.
they
Listen,
were
you're
right.
better at
You
BSing than me.
answered
You've
what
had
they
way
asked.
more experience than me.
Well, everybody, go to rodeopicks.com if you want to have a team. Maybe do a little more research than those guys did. I mean, Luke, you were seeming more confident.
Thank
but
you.
Well, I'll
check
go
it
through
out
my
right
list.
now. You got a chance at $10,000, and it is free to play. Who you think is going to win today in every event? Pick your team. Scan that QR code right now on the screen, and have a chance at $10,000.
$10,000.
$1,000. All right, let's all make a bet. I think we got to make a bet because this bet was so fun because I won, and I think my team's going to do good too.
All right, what's the bet? A shot of whiskey at the next one?
Okay, I guess so.
Or the
Are you down
person
with-
has to rip off their shirt.
Oh, we were already doing it. Everybody.
I hope you can rip it.
You didn't cut it good enough. That looks fine.
Wow. Alex.
That looks good, right?
Yeah, it looks great.
Thanks.
Better than it did before, that's for sure. So we've been talking a lot about, the grittiness and the toughness of the end here of the season. And I got to ask, this is going to be a fun question. What do you guys think the toughest event is in rodeo?
I'm not even going to answer it. They already know.
Stetson?
Physically demanding. I'll go with Kaycee. The bareback riding is the hardest, but the toughest event in the PRCA is the saddle bronc riding. You got to be firing on all cylinders all year long to even sniff the top 15. That they're good from 50 to first. So,
Luke is shaking his head.
These guys
dude,
are all
I could
rough.
throw a steer.
Oh, heard the bet. He could throw a steer.
I
We
got
heard
a
that.
video. I got a
Okay.
video of it. I already did.
Team roping is the hardest event because not only do you have to deal with the partner, you probably have to deal with his wife too. And when you rodeo that long, for the whole year, it's tough. Team roping, toughest event in rodeo.
Dang.
Sorry, it might not be
Man,
a wife,
I
it might be a
never really
girlfriend,
thought
or the
about
wife
that.
and the girlfriend. Who knows?
Okay, so we got bareback riding and team roping.
Bareback riding all the way. Bareback riding, every time you get on it, it's a 10-mile-an-hour car crash.
10 mile out?
Well, sometimes it's 50. Just depends on what horse. If you have Killer B, it's a 100-mile-an-hour crash. But no, bareback riding's physical on you. And this time of year, especially when you get to Pendleton, the ground's hard. It feels different. When the horse hits the ground on the dirt, it feels fun, great. But when they hit the grass, it wakes you up. You feel it in your hips. You feel it in your back. And you don't want to get to the grass here in the bareback riding. And when you do, you got to finish strong. And that's what you got to tell yourself. Ride for 10. Don't quit. Just finish strong.
You just convinced me
Let
it's
her
the
buck.
second toughest event behind team roping.
Okay, I feel like there's some confusion here because that seems like toughest, like most physically demanding. And look, we even have a video we can watch to see how physically demanding it is. Are we talking about that? Or are we talking about the competition is the toughest?
Okay,
Physically,
demanding.
mentally.
When you pull up a video of Kaycee Field, you can't show that. That's not helping your case at all.
At
watching
all.
you
At all.
pull up any other video. Bareback riding's tough, but Kaycee clearly
That right
the goat.
there is the carnival ride.
That's on Nightcrawler.
That's Nightcrawler. That horse right there feels like you're on the roller coaster at the New York, and Vegas, honestly. That horse is so much fun, gets in the air, lets you show off. But it's a little different here in Pendleton. Like, this horse is sucking back underneath herself, not covering much ground, getting really high in the air. Here in Pendleton, you're going to feel a horse lunging a long, long ways and hitting the ground really hard, not really getting underneath himself. So Pendleton in the bareback riding, whatever you want to say, the team roping, mentally, yeah, you got to be focused. You're dealing with 3 animals and another human. But bareback
Their wife.
riding, it's very physically challenging to finish strong, especially here in Pendleton. And the buck and shoots. You get in the buck and shoots, you're climbing down on a dinosaur. It feels like you're in a big, huge cage. It's just a completely different feeling. You don't feel very safe. You just got to just rely on your preparation and let it take over.
Yeah, I'm with Kaycee there. You crawl down in them buck and shoots, you're on your own. Nobody's spotting you. Nobody's saving you. You better get out of that chute as fast as you can because they're going to smash you if you don't hurry.
Have you ever backed in the box at Pendleton and said, let it out? And then like, okay, he's out. Halfway. 3/4. Here, go hard. Have you ever been there? No, I don't want to hear it. Crawling into a buck and shoot, whether it's at Pendleton or Puyallup or Caldwell, whatever. Back in the box here at Pendleton when the grass is out in front of you.
If I could be Luke Branquinho and be a bulldogger for one day, I would enter Pendleton.
Well, I did. I am Luke Branquinho.
Listen.
Yeah, I guess I picked the wrong guy. You never won this. I'm sorry.
Yeah, our luck in Pendleton, we'd probably win the steer wrestling.
Enjoy that victory lap one more time.
Oh, I hate you guys sometimes. Whatever. Sierra, can you take control of this, please?
I feel like this is really derailed. We
Yes.
got to continue this conversation in Vegas because that's right. We are going to be there for all 10 days talking just like this, maybe less shirt ripping, but the same fun and the same action entertainment. We are going to wrap up this entire show today. Thank you to incredible fans for braving the weather. We've been kind of searching, scanning the crowd this entire time and found the best fan we think for today to come up and take a shot with all of us hosts. So come on, fan. Pendleton whiskey, of course. Oh, yeah. Yeah, scooch over. I can. I have a brace, so we're going to stand.
That bottle's open right
Oh, we got an open bottle. Nice.
and you can pour a black shot.
I'm going to have to put this down so if you don't hear me talk.
What kind of whiskey is it, Luke?
Duh, it's Pendleton.
Pendleton whiskey.
Championship edition.
Oh, is that better?
Of course.
Kaycee, you can talk for him if you want. You have his mic.
I don't have any experience in this field.
What was that, Luke?
That's a man shot, lady shot.
What?
Wow.
Little boy shot.
I don't even like this. My wife is so disappointed
All right.
in me right now.
Oh, out of the bottle?
Luke, you're a bulldogger.
All
we
right,
say a big
everyone,
old
cheers to
letterbuck?
an incredible day, to Letterbuck, to Pendleton Round-Up, and to Rodeo Roadtrip. Everybody, cheers! We will be back in Vegas. Make sure to tune in or come join us for all 10 days for more of this incredible type of stuff.
She's on pain meds. She can't.
I got to go pull my brother's bronc saddles. I can't be drunk.